The Whispering Garden. Myra had always lived in cities, surrounded by the sound of car horns, crowded streets, and glowing screens. Life moved fast, and she was always trying to keep up: meetings, deadlines, phone calls, messages. But lately, something inside her had changed. The noise no longer felt exciting, it felt exhausting. When Friday evening, after a long week at work, she closed her laptop, packed a small bag, and left the city without telling anyone. She didn't know exactly where she was going, she just wanted quiet. Her car rolled down long, winding roads until the concrete turned into dirt, and skyscrapers turned into green hills. After a few hours, she arrived at a small village she had never heard of, a place surrounded by trees and the scent of earth after rain. There was a wooden inn at the corner of the road called the Whispering Garden. The name itself felt peaceful. An elderly woman stood at the doorway of the inn, watering plants. She looked up and smiled. "You look tired, dear. Come in, you'll find some rest here." Myra smiled back, almost embarrassed. "I think that's exactly what I need." The woman, who later introduced herself as Aunt Nura, gave her a small room with a view of the garden. It wasn't fancy, just a wooden bed, white curtains, and the soft scent of jasmine floating through the window. But it felt warmer than any luxury hotel Myra had ever stayed in. That night, there was no traffic, no messages, no buzzing notifications. Only the sound of crickets, the whisper of leaves, and her own breathing. For the first time in months, she slept deeply. The next morning, sunlight poured gently through the curtains. Myra woke up to birds singing near her window. She stepped outside and saw Aunt Nura tending to the garden, watering flowers, trimming herbs, tucking softly to the plants as if they understood her. "Would you like some tea?" Aunt Nura asked with a kind smile. Myra nodded. "Yes, please." They sat on the porch with steaming cups of mint tea. The breeze carried the scent of roses, basil, and wet salt. Myra felt something shift inside her, a quietness she hadn't known in years. Aunt Nura spoke softly. "This garden listens. That's why we call it the Whispering Garden. People come here to remember what silence sounds like." Myra smiled faintly. "Maybe that's what I needed to remember too." The days that followed were slow and gentle. Myra spent her mornings walking barefoot on the soft grass, feeling the earth cool beneath her feet. She would sit under the old fig tree with a journal, writing thoughts she hadn't had time to feel. Sometimes she would help Aunt Nura plant new herbs, lavender, mint, and thyme. Other times, she simply sat by the pond, watching dragonflies skim across the surface of the water. In the evenings, the garden glowed under golden light. Aunt Nura would light a small lantern and tell stories about travelers who once came tired and left peaceful, about how every leaf had its own way of